Hello gold farmers, welcome to another Going Out Farming video. Today I am supposed to be going over a recap of the gold hat I had made, although I didn't really plan on doing the whole schedule thing until actually a couple days ago, so I didn't really have a whole lot of auctions posted this week, or I didn't actually really farm a whole lot. And I guess basically just gonna cover a little bit of what to expect in these videos. I know a lot of times videos like these are a little, they're just not very popular, I guess. Not many people care how much gold you actually made, which I'm gonna try to do a little something different. So a lot of times I like to test a bunch of farming locations, and I usually find a lot of good stuff sometimes, and my hope is to not only test some of the locations as I am covering this video or these guides, is I'm also going to try and find this a little something else to talk about. So today I plan on going over the whole thing with transmog and material. Like, a lot of people deem farming locations bad if they don't drop greens that are worth trying to sell. The bombardment was one of a big one. I didn't really see a lot of people ask me, but there were a good amount of people who were asking me what kind of transmog items it dropped, or that the greens that do drop don't sell, so it's not really a farm worth trying. But that's not really the case. So a lot of people play the lottery and don't win anything. So by the people who think that farming locations are only as good as the greens that drop, it's kind of like a oxymoron type thing. So basically, if you play the lottery and you spend even $1, you don't win anything. You just lost $1. And I'm gonna just use this as the bombardment type thing again, because I've been getting an average of 80 greens an hour. So you get 80 lottery tickets for $1, and that increases your chances of winning something by a pretty good amount. So you go to a location that drops said 80 greens, and that means you have an increased chance of finding maybe something that nobody even knows about, like maybe some pattern drops and it sells for a ridiculous amount of gold, or you find a pet that drops that you had no idea that actually drops there. Like, there's just a lot of things that can happen in any kind of farming location. Like, I can just farm these shovel tusks and pick up something really good, but that doesn't mean it's a farm worth farming. A lot of it depends on what else drops. Do the vendored items sell for a decent amount? Do you get a decent amount of material that will accommodate for rather or not the item that you drop sells, if it actually sells for the amount it sells for, or you just have a lot of different factors when it comes to making gold in general. The biggest one is the demand. You got your supply and demand. A lot of people don't really care too much for transmog other than selling it. So you gotta find the buyer before you can really consider actually making gold. Materials are a lot easier to sell than transmog because it's just got a higher demand than any kind of transmog item will ever have. This means that theoretically you can actually make a ton more gold farming materials or even these shards or any kind of great item that vendors for a lot. You should theoretically be able to make quite a bit more gold than transmog farming, because for transmog farming you've got a lot of luck that you have to rely on. I have transmog farmed before and I do find it fun. It's just, it's nowhere near as fun as actually farming for materials. A lot of times, like I'm doing right now, you're probably all wondering where I'm going or what I'm doing, or maybe I'm not paying attention to the game and all of that. And this is actually how I find my locations. I just wander around, explore, find new things, check out things that I've never seen before, and I test stuff. I find a lot of different and unique ways to make gold, which is another reason why I guess I favor farming for materials a lot more too, is because I know materials are a lot easier to obtain and I know I can sell them because there's a higher demand. But for transmog, if I get a transmog piece that sells for 1 or 2k, I look at it like it's just another piece of material that I can sell for a couple of gold, just because the time that it'll actually take for me to sell it it's very low. Or I guess the time is very high, but the chance is very low. And now for the amount of gold that I had actually made. I don't know exactly when I'm going to truthfully go over that. I might go over it in the beginning, the end, or in the middle, or just while I'm talking. Most of the gold that I had made was from the bombardment, and that's just because it was the longest location that I had farmed, and 2 hours of farming is a lot, I know, but I had made roughly 10k off of that, and most of it was from the raw gold. You get a lot of raw gold there. Like, if you want to try and find a raw gold farm, or just find something different, that one's a pretty good one to go to. But I've made about 20k on my druid that skins. This was from skinning that turtle skill route, and then on my mage I had made probably another 15k. So not a whole lot. The 15k on my mage was mostly just me trying to get rid of old auctions. nothing that I'd farmed this week or anything. I do hope to get feedback on how I can improve this type of video. I'm not really that great with going over stuff. I don't plan on showing what I had sold and all of that, just because that would take too much time for me. I would definitely get lost, and it'd just be easier for me to go over a rough amount of gold that I had made and the locations possibly that I had made the gold from. But for now, I guess that will be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content.